Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. Today we partner with our friends over at Putco to demonstrate the installation of their MOLLE panels on my GMC Sierra AT4. My goal is to give you some insight into the installation process and its practicality to decide if it's something that makes sense for you. And good news, this is a zero drill installation. It makes use of all of the OEM mounting points. Let's go. It is a tight fit when I've got the tailgate down, but we got to do all our work in there today. If you're wondering why the hood's up, it's because I am simply making sure my battery is in tip-top condition. Thank you, C-Tech. What does MOLLE stand for? I'm glad you asked. Once I had to ask too. It stands for Modular Lightweight Load Carrying Equipment, MOLLE. Now, full disclosure, I've been contemplating adding MOLLE panels to my GMC Sierra AT4. I think now is the time. I do a lot of things with this truck, a lot of activities, if you will. I go camping, I go off-roading, I haul tools, I haul straps, I haul all kinds of random things in the box of my truck, and I think this might provide a solution to keep that stuff easy to access and organized at the same time. Putco makes many different versions of MOLLE panels for many different vehicles, so definitely go to their website and check them out. But let's take a closer look at exactly what we're going to be installing today. We've got a table full of accessories that we are going to install in the back of the truck. All of this is 10 gauge CNC machined aluminum, got a nice powder coating finish. It's going to match everything on the truck that's already in place with the EGR accessories. So that's a bonus. We have no sharp edges. All of this stuff is finished very, very nicely. Definitely get what you pay for. They're also compatible with many other brands' mounting accessories. We get a Putco 3-year warranty, which is pretty common, and they're never rust Putco limited lifetime warranty. Also, everything here is made in the USA. So first, we've got the short bed passenger side MOLLE panel, which is going to go on this side here. So that's one of the first things we'll install. You can also get the driver's side one, which I don't have today, maybe down the road. We're going to start with one side, because usually on the side of your box, you don't put a lot of stuff anyway. So this will occupy that space. And don't worry, it will fit under the rails for the EGR roll track. No problem at all. We also have the MultiPro Tailgate MOLLE panels right here. So that'll be interesting to install. So we're going to have to look at how it will fit onto this here, and it'll still give us the functionality of the fold down inner gate, which is pretty cool. We've also got this bracket for the Milwaukee Packout storage systems, and we have a bunch of different grips here for various tools and accessories we'll be mounting up today. So let's get started. All right, first we are going to remove these 3 caps. I have to do all this one-handed and film at the same time. Next, we're going to take these brackets. We're going to feed the long bolt through them. And then we're going to put this finishing cap on here. And then one of these nuts that go in the back. Screw this on quite a ways. We don't want it falling off. And then we should be able to kind of fit it in here. Now this gets a little tricky because you got to get the angle just right to kind of feed this in. Maybe back it off a little, make it easier. There we go. So we got the metal plate in behind. This bracket will hold that back plate or nut vertically like that. Put pressure on this at the same time, and we should be able to tighten this up. Get my fingers out of there. There, one down. Before we mount the panel, I'm just going to back these off just a little bit, just for any fine tuning we need to do. I should be able to access them after the fact. So I think if these are a little bit loose, that will only help with my install. There, that should be good. Now we can mount this panel using the different mounting points. Okay, let's get mounting. Here's our panel here. Now it should be as simple as using these bolts. Okay, right now everything is just loose and kind of in place. So I put my drill just on a low setting. Let's tighten it all up. Now we'll tighten these again. There, that one's installed. Nice and tight, not going anywhere. Let's move on to the MultiPro Tailgate. Now installing these panels on the tailgate is quite a bit different than what you just saw. So let me try and explain what we're going to do. Okay, so I've laid out the orientation right here. We're going to have this for the inner tailgate, and we're going to have these two pieces for the upper tailgate. So here would be the inner, and then you kind of have a section here and a section down there. So if you're doing any standing, you can stand right in the middle here. You probably wouldn't want to stand on these panels. You might not want to do as many panels as this kit is, which is 3. You might only want to do one side or none at all. This is to give you those insights. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take off this liner, because where these screws currently go in right now, or these bolts, there's a retainer in there that needs to be replaced with this retainer. And then what's going to happen is we're going to put the liner back on. And then these standoffs are going to go underneath the MOLLE panels and hold them out like that. And then we'll use these bolts to secure them. To take that panel off on my truck, we will need a T20 Torx bit. So I'm going to use this one right here with my drill. Make it go a little quicker. You can always use the screwdriver. Okay, we got the panels off. We've exposed all of these retaining clips that we need to get out. So there's a bunch of them. I started getting them out just to practice. I'll show you exactly what I did in a second. Then I'll show you how to get the rubber ones from Putco put in, because they are not the easiest, and I came up with a little technique that seemed to help me, but it's not perfect. So with a flathead screwdriver, you just want to get under the edge if you can. There we go. And then just give it a bit of a twist. Take your time and work at it, but what can also work good is some needle nose pliers. Just grab the side and pull it out. Now we have to put these in the place of these retaining nuts that were there. So they're not that easy to just push in. So what I figured out is, as long as we get enough threads grabbed right here, we can kind of get the rubber to sit a little bit inside. And then we can hammer it in. Just like that. Well, now you see how to take them out, put the new ones in, so let's tackle the rest. All right, that wasn't so bad once we figured it out. The ones in the inner tailgate are easier to get out than the ones on the sheet metal for the surrounding part of the tailgate. Either way, we got them out. Now we're gonna put these skins back on, and then we can install the MOLLE panels. All right, we're gonna start on this side here and then work our way that way. Now it should be as easy as taking these standoffs, lining them up above the holes, putting the panel on, and then fastening it down. So I'll just start them by hand, and then we'll do the rest with a time lapse. Now here's where you'll want to show some restraint. So when you tighten these, you want to be careful, because those well nuts that are in there, they have a rubber housing. We don't want to pull the nut right out of it. So you just want to keep screwing this down until it is firm and snug, and you'll see it start to happen. Just like that. All right, these are nice and secured. I like the look. Remember, when this is down, you'll still have use of your step. We'll show that a little later. And then you'll still walk in this area here. So we haven't lost the functionality of the tailgate, which is good. We definitely changed the functionality, but we haven't lost functionality. Now we have the bracket to attach for the Milwaukee Packout kit. We have these grips to install, but because I'm filming these videos after work in the evening, I'm actually going to take a break and I'll pick this up in the morning. All right, good morning. It is the next day, enjoying a coffee. When you're married and have kids, it doesn't matter what cup you drink out of. Anyway, we got a few more things to install, so let's get right at it. Let's start with this adapter for the Milwaukee Packout system. Now essentially what we do is this goes vertically because the Packout system kind of latches in that way there. We use these mounts. They go in behind the holes on the MOLLE panel, and then this would simply bolt on like that, and then this would be structurally in place, and then you'd use it to clamp a Packout system. So let's find a spot we can mount this. Now this will take some planning. So one, we could look at putting it here, but we need squares that are available to line up behind these holes. And I don't really have anywhere I can do it except there. But then the top ends up being really close to this bed rail. Now, because this is an aftermarket bed rail for my roll track, you could probably still put this here, and this extra ridge would be missing. But if you have this, that's not the ideal place because there's a handle on these Packout boxes, and I don't think we'd be able to put it there. I think that's the hardest thing about having MOLLE panels is where do you put stuff and how do you figure out exactly how you want it. So I think we might have to go there, or we can do it on this side. The other consideration is we don't want to block this too badly when it folds down. So I'll do a couple tests, but I'm going to try it here, right there, because I need to be able to close this at the same time. So we're using the top row. Let's fold up the tailgate. Ooh, I can grab it from here now. And then we have to see where this would fit. It wouldn't go down all the way, but we could use that top row. It clears. I think that would work. And then even though this is resting up against here, when we fold it, it will be out of the way. So I think we're gonna mount this right in that spot. Okay, pretty simple premise. We want it like that. So we just have to slide these retaining plates in behind. There is a right and a wrong way. These edges should notch to fit in here so it doesn't slide around. So you want it like that. All right, she's mounted up. Let's try it. I just so happen to have a Packout kit here. Went and picked this up at Home Depot. This is a lock that goes in there. There's a little grab handle here to unlock it. Just pull that. But what's nice, and you want to consider this when you mount these, is you want this right side up. If I'm standing at the back of my truck, I want to be able to open it up. I'll show you here. So we just line up these notches with this plate. Like this. You can slam it down or you can squeeze this. Locked in place. Remember, you want to be able to open this from the back of your truck based on where I have it. So opening it like that is just fine. What's really cool is you can take these trays out and you can actually fit a drill in here, a flashlight, a couple batteries, and it's just the right depth. Really cool systems. We could put one on that side if we wanted, but let's make sure we can close the tailgate here. No problem. Nice and neat. And of course at the back of the dirty truck, everything is easy to get, solid and kept in place. Again, we don't have the MOLLE panel for this side. I think we could really put a lot there, but let's put a few things on here using those grip attachments. Now you might criticize where I put these mounts, but I really don't know what I'm going to put where. I think I have some shopping to do to fill up all these spaces. I got a couple things I'll throw in there, But let's take this outside and have a closer look. Perfect. This is why we do projects indoors during the winter, because everything is filthy, dirty, and disgusting. You can see even the birds take advantage of doing their part. I thought it'd be better to have a look at this outside in natural light. Let's open the roll track. Now again, I didn't have all the different gear to maximize the use of these MOLLE panels, but I had a few things just to give you examples, so to each their own. You could change this however you wanted. Let's have a look what we got here. So we got our Packout kit. I got some toe straps in there. I got a recovery strap in case you ever need to use that to help somebody. We got a shovel over there. At the front of the shovel, I put a little piece of rubber that had some adhesive backing. It was actually from a box cover that I once had on here before the roll track, but I just didn't want the head of the shovel to scratch the MOLLE panel. Even though it's durable, eventually it might scratch. And then we got a fire extinguisher there as well. Again, the configuration could be whatever you decide to do, but my goal in this video is just to inform and show you options. So what I do like is I do not lose my step areas. I just have to be mindful of these corners. Not so bad. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. So if you're going to get into outdoor stuff, haul a lot of tools, overlanding, I think MOLLE panels definitely have a place for the cargo storage enthusiast for their truck. Well, there we go, mission accomplished. I think we demonstrated the install of the MOLLE panels. I think that there's a lot of, well, really endless combinations of how you could outfit the box of your truck. They even have some for SUVs. So that being said, I will leave a link in the video description below to the MOLLE panels from Putco so you can check them out for yourself. There might even be a discount code there from time to time. Definitely check it out. But if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. We'll talk to you next time.